Are PUA claims being held up by confusion at different offices? That is the update for today, for Thursday, May 7th. Thanks for tuning in. This is LALATE. As always, subscribe and like the button below. We're answering your questions, so let's get right to it. But first, this update. Two things. One, a lot of you have been asking when you're getting your payments, and especially in California. California's guidelines on their website says that once your payments are approved for processing, it could take up to 4 weeks to get your first your first card, a debit card from Bank America. From there on out, your funds are added to the card by the state. The question is that timeline being backed up even further? There's indication that the debit cards could take even longer. Someone in the comments, and as always, drop your comment below, says that they got their debit card within days, which is shocking. And if that is true, congratulations. Now, in other states, payments come by direct deposit, thank God. And a lot of people have gotten the direct deposits. So there you go. The other big update today is that a lot of agencies are getting confused by PUA. And I got to explain to you why. PUA is being handled by unemployment offices, and unemployment offices generally deal with applications by individuals with employers. So they see what the employers is and they see who you are. But with PUA, it's a whole different process. So don't be surprised if you get into a little confusion during a PUA application, because they're generally not used to seeing independent contractors, sole proprietors, LLCs, corporations. It's new to them. It's not something they usually have in an employment office because they generally see you as an employee. All right, so let's get right to your questions. Someone emailed this question. Please drop them in the comments below, but we're happy to respond to this one. Hey, sorry to bother you about you, but the article was the only thing I could find addressing my issue. Well, there you go. I've been unable to get into contact with anyone at the unemployment office for a couple months, called multiple times and nothing. Sent an email and that was supposed to be responded in 5 days, over a month ago, and nothing again. Could you clarify when you're suggesting we upload a PDF correspondence, and of what? I find a little documentation that makes it clear. Quote, LALATE has recommended to readers to send and upload a PDF document in the California website as the only current solution. The department is not answering telephone calls. First of all, these offices are really just a mess. I could say a lot of other words about them, but they are a mess. I mean, how can you have an office that opens up at 8 o'clock in the morning and by 8:10 the telephone lines are closed for the whole rest of the day? I mean, why have an office? If the governor is focusing his attention on everything else, why is he focused on sending people into the call center to run these operations? I mean, even Mark Cuban recently talked about this, is that if all these people are out of work, why not put people into work to answer these call centers? The answer to your question is the following. If you can't get someone through these call centers to answer the phone, what do you do? What you do is you communicate via the portal. And they do read these communications. The question is how fast and how long. You open up a document on your computer, you write a letter. When you're finished with that letter, and you put at the top of the letter your name, your social security number, your approval date, or your pending date, or whatever you need to identify you. When you finish, convert it to PDF format, go into your portal. In California, it's manage, you sign and you go to the right. It says manage claim. You go into the manage claim section, it says correspondences. It's the same spot that you're going to be uploading documents to verify things as things go by. And you click that button, you press that button and upload the document into the portal. Now, are they going to read the document? Are they going to see all the documents? One of the things I'm going to advise to you right now on this channel right here, which is new for today, is that if you have a document that has a lot of pages to it, upload separate documents. I mean, it sounds so ridiculous, but if you have a document that has 2 attachments to it, like you want to say, hey, see this, and hey, see that, and hey, see this, and you want a cover letter, I originally said put everything together and upload it together, but I may also now advise you to send everything uploaded as separate documents, because these agencies are just sort of saying, oh, you just wrote me a letter. I didn't see any documents. Well, did you go to page 2? And so I would recommend you to upload everything as separate. Now, if you have an issue that you don't think can get resolved by a letter, or you have done this, and they have not responded to you, what can you do? This again is not, this is just not normal stuff, but I will say to you, it's a call center, and as every call center has, they have a lot of options. If you can get an option in the call center that has a person answer the phone for something totally unrelated to what you need to have done, but at least answers the phone, maybe then they can route you in faster than these call centers that say, hey, we're closed at 9 o'clock, thank you, and call back tomorrow. It apparently has worked in some regards. So if you can get someone on the phone for something, about anything, perhaps you can get routed in. If it works, drop in the comments. Love to hear from you. All right, Steve. I'm a landlord in California. My tenants can't pay the rent because they're not working because of COVID-19. Does that mean I qualify for PUA? Really hard question. Really hard question, and don't really have an answer for you. I would advise you the following. I would look at the last line that says, and I don't know how you run your business as a landlord. If your business is really a business like Westerfield Malls Incorporated, as opposed to Steve the landlord, if you actually have a business and the business gets the checks and your business has been impacted negatively by COVID-19, then when you go to the PUA application, which as you know there's only one application in California, it's the unemployment application, you go through the application, but there's a series of criteria. You can look them up ahead of time before you do the PUA, so you're all prepared. It's on the last one that says, as a result of COVID-19, you saw partial work or full loss of work. In this case, it may be partial if some tenants could pay or some couldn't, or it's full because none of them could pay. But look at that and see if that qualifies for you. I don't know if it does. All right. Indigene. I applied on April 28th. I'm an independent contractor who's has also taken gigs. They're required to fill out a W-2. That's sort of strange, but it's been a week. I still not received any response, and I haven't changed my login page. I'm exhausting my earnings for that for the period that ended in 2018. I applied for UI, but it was denied on the 28th. Nothing. Well, the good news is you seem to have done everything right. Because you're an independent contractor, and because the system understood you to be an independent contractor, they denied you for UI, which is exactly correct. You were denied unemployment benefits because you're an independent contractor. You're not entitled to benefits as an independent contractor. But how about PUA? You are entitled to PUA. PUA in California is really backed up. I mean, here's my update for you today. A lot of you have seen no payments for PUA. A lot of you have seen payments, receipt of the payments. A lot of you have seen that you click on your tabs that your PUA has not yet been approved. Some of you click on the tabs and see that the payment has not been approved. Some of you see nothing on your file. So drop in your comments below. What have you seen in your PUA application and where are you from? Have you seen that payments have been approved but you haven't received them? Have you seen no activity? And what date did you apply? All right, Corina says, I applied on March 13th for UI. I was advised to sign up for regular unemployment, then got denied. In order to get PUA once it's available last Tuesday, I filled out my application for PUA and made my first claim with PUA. Will they be able to see my weekly claims that I had done through UI? I don't understand the question. If you had applied for UI and were denied because you were an independent contractor, then that's correct. You need to be denied for UI because you're an independent contractor. So then you need to apply for PUA, which is for an independent contractor. Will I be then able to see my weekly claims? Yes. You will certify for benefits is done on a weekly basis in some states. In California, it's done for the entire period from March to July if you're still impacted. Tim says, when I go to apply for unemployment on EDD's website, so it's in California, it won't let me go to the PUA application because one of the first questions is, have you worked outside state of California? Oh, I addressed this yesterday in yesterday's question. How do I get to the PUA application if I worked outside of California over the last 18 months? I'm a 1099. Thank you. All right. So, Tim, If you are in California and working in an independent contractor setting in California when the pandemic hit, that's all that you need to worry about. It's not so much where you were in, before that. Um, it is where your work was impacted. Now, I will default to this one. If you were out of the state of California when the pandemic hit, you were out of the state of California and were working in an unemployment, in an independent contractor setting outside of the state of California, and were impacted by COVID-19, and then returned to the state of California where you reside, boy, that's a tough question. Really tough question. I think you really are California. Um, I don't think it makes a difference you where you were working in March. But again, you have to make the decision. It's a very difficult question, and I'm not sure I know the answer. All right, SB. Hey, big question, not me, but someone who's collecting PUA and making like $300 for driving Instacart postmarks. We addressed this on the other video. Yes, if you're collecting PUA, you have to disclose on a weekly basis if you are getting any benefits from any jobs, or if you're off of PUA, you have to tell them so that they end the benefits. Chris. Hey, I applied for PUA on the EDD on the April 28th of April, and on the 30th, it shows that I was paid for several weeks starting from February 8th. My question is, after you have your UI account, shows how long does it take to get the EDD debit card? And also, do you receive your card or are there payments on it, or you can get money immediately, or do you have to wait for more time? Great question, Chris. Great question. All right, so about 4 weeks is the normal guidance by EDD on how long to get your card. That's what they normally say. Now, in this pandemic, boy, don't know. I don't know anyone who's gotten that card yet. If you have, except one person in the comments said they had, I don't know how they got it within 3 days. But someone in the comments said they had gotten their card. When you get the card has the money on it. And as they add money, now in the case of California, I really don't know. If someone has gotten the card, and I can't remember who it is, I wish you would drop in the comments if you got the payments all the way to July or if you just got the first week. There's two ways that could happen. They could either put all the money to July on the card, or maybe they're just putting the first week on the card or the second week on the card. But it's very strange. California is doing it because they have it's too much of a strain on their servers, which is a great idea. So about 4 weeks, Chris, and I don't know if you're going to get all that massive period on one card or if it's going to come in time. And how do you get the money off the card? It's a debit card, so you can use it like a normal debit card. Go and, get cash off the debit card if you wish. Beto says, I exhausted my benefits after February 2nd. So when I try to go apply for PUA or start a new claim, it doesn't let me do anything because it says I already exhausted my benefits for the year and doesn't give me extension. Please help. I can't make it another claim till September. Yeah, we've been doing this for days and days and days. There's a problem on EDD's website for people who are in UI. Under UI, you're entitled to extension under the CARES Act for additional weeks of benefit. You know that. Everyone knows that. And for some reason, the EDD website is not giving you extension. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Maybe make a new claim. Maybe go in there. You're not PUA. You're not PUA. The extension is under UI. The extension is afforded to you under UI. I would try somehow to get them on the phone, somehow to write them, upload a letter by the guidance I've given you this video. I really don't know the solution. There's a problem, and I don't know the solution. And if anyone else has figured out the solution, and believe me, there's been a lot of you who have talked about this exhaustion of UI benefits. You're not getting an extension. I wish I knew the answer. It's killing me not to know the answer. Besides telling you, figure out a way to push your way into the phone lines or figure out a way to upload a letter and hope you get a response. Lion, I filed 2 tax returns, one for my personal and one is a W-2, and I have 2 businesses, so I'm confused. I'm in Atlanta. I'm confused too. What really were you when the pandemic hit? Were you an independent contractor or were you W-2? And were they all impacted as a result of COVID-19? If they were all impacted because of COVID-19, then you get the same benefits. Apply for UI and go through there. And it shouldn't be so complicated. I know a lot of you have a lot of things going on for you. You are W-2 and you're also you're an independent contractor. But if both of them were impacted, that's the easy solution. Go in there and start with UI. I am Spartacus. Oh, he's asking about the EDD card. We just covered that. Dexter, applied on 428 on ED PUA, still showing zero balance under my certifying tab. Anyone else apply on 428 and getting zero balance? Yes, Dexter. Yes, a lot. For California, there are people who have received no money, but are shown to be receiving money. There are people who show no money is being processed, but yet it shows that they are already certified for all benefits. There are people even worse than that show that the claim has not even been approved, that they haven't gotten a letter from EDD say, hey, your PUA has been approved. It's just really, really backed up. As always, if you have any update about yourself, drop it in the comments so everyone else knows. LeJewel, I had the same problem, went back and did another application, added some more income, and within 3 hours, LeJewel added something from something else, from EIDL. So a lot of information for you. As always, drop your comments below and subscribe, and stay with LALATE for more.